You are listening to the Gate 7 International Podcast, a podcast connecting Olympiacos fans from Melbourne to Baltimore, from London to Piraeus. We are four Olympiacos fans from every corner of the world, bringing you news and interviews of the team you love in English. With new episodes twice a week, you'll never lose the latest updates and stories of the team you love. This is our team, our city, and our land. Man Aoniro Trello. You're listening to the Gate 7 International Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Gate 7 International Podcast. The transfer window has slammed shut. It is 3 minutes past midnight in Greece. Twitter's been on fire today, Instagram, socials. We've been pushing the refresh button every 2 minutes to see if we've brought in a wingback. No wingback has come in today. Guys, welcome. I'm joined by Labros Irmos, my co-host, and Steve Kuduru, Gate 7 International blogger. Stephen, thanks for joining us today.
Pleasure.
I'm going to ask the guest, what are your immediate reactions now that the window's shut?
I think from everything that has been talked about over the last week or two, with numerous names being brought up in the centre-back position and the wing-back position, and to get no one of any note is a bit disappointing, in my opinion. We brought in Lambro. You're gonna have to remind me the name of that Polish boy again. What's his name?
I mess it up I literally.
Karbownik,
Does it start with the R or is it the A? Because I literally never remember. Is it Karbownik?
I think it's Karbownik or yeah.
Is it Karbownik or is it Karbownik?
Karbownik, Michal Karbownik, people.
That's it. Okay, so
Karbownik. So it's not Karbownik. It's not.
He's obviously not going to be a first-team player, in my opinion, unless something dire happens to either side of the fullback position. But yeah, I mean, all of our targets just have gone to other clubs, and it's just a bit disappointing. And then the news about Dimitris Siovas came out today as well, which I imagine we'll talk about a bit more later. But yeah, then there was excitement about, he's a free agent, we're going to sign him now. Nothing so far. But then the free agent window hasn't closed yet, so there's every possibility he could still come in. So yeah.
Just to touch on a point that you made, Sergio Escudero, who we were linked with, he signed for Granada on a free transfer. He was available. Apparently, Pedro Martins didn't see him in his plans. Manolas, who we were targeting from Rennes, has signed with Club Rouge for a whopping €5 million. We were apparently offering 3. And the other one that we were looking at, Frédéric Gilbert, has gone back to Strasbourg on loan. So he's gone back to where he was at the end of last season. There were some rumours yesterday about Jan Valery from Southampton, but then that was quickly denied by the club, despite a Football Insider source that came out yesterday. So, gents, no wingbacks. That leaves us with Oleg Reabciuk on the left, Kenny Lala on the right. And then for those of you that watched the discussion or episode 110 and the deep dive on Michal Karbownik, to us, there's a big question mark whether or not wingback is his best position. So there we are, guys. What are your thoughts?
Thoughts right away. I don't know. I didn't think a wingback was going to come in tonight, so not really too upset. The wingbacks we were linked to are quite shit. So would they have really done anything? I'd rather just roll with I like this. Yeah, but Angelovic out is worth more than that. Was late breaking news too. I thought we were gonna get I literally texted everyone. I was like, how does he get away with it? It's like almost murder. He was gonna get away with another 3 months. But no, he did not. God, imagine he's off to Spain. And he could be sold as well. Anyway, I'm ecstatic. 10 out of 10. So happy with that. It like made my evening as well. I was
Zafiropo 5. Labro's already given you his answer. Labro, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you?
I was literally, I was just disappointed. I was like, no outs for Hassan, no outs for Lazar. This is quite shit. I almost cared more about outs more than I cared about ins because the team is just so bloated with, like Drager as example. Costa, I know you went on a Nottingham Forest group and talked about Drager. It's good to see him gone as well.
I didn't tell them that, but I didn't tell him he was good either. But I definitely didn't say it was nice to see.
No, but yeah. So I don't know. I don't have much to say, everyone. Like it almost was as expected. Chumich will be playing in my lovely country here in Switzerland. Maybe I'll go down and check him out. Go to Luzerne Servet game, Servet FC. But yeah, no, I'm pretty happy. To be honest, I'm not like people are like, this is the worst. We don't have fullbacks. We're fucked. Blah blah blah. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think Oleg is getting better, guys. I'm perfectly fine rolling into the season with him. And Karbownik can play the left back as well. So I'm not too worried about it. Lala, like this is just the last opportunity for Kenny Lala. There's no excuse now. He's the day in, day out starter. We'll see how that goes. So am I disappointed? A bit. But also the free transfers, I have a gut feeling we're going to sign Serge Holebas. I don't know why. I have a gut feeling it could happen.
Hot take. Labro
I think we could. I think there's available. Maybe that's maybe we can DM him. We've DM'd him in the past. We'll see what he'll say. Not very. Yeah.
No, but I do want to address something because on the last podcast we had Konstantinos Lianos on the show, and one of the discussions that we had was about how our transfer policy is basically a little bit hard to understand. We've lost Kostas Tsimikas more than a season ago now. Omar El Abdellawi's gone. Rafinha didn't work out for us. Drager didn't work out for us. Kenny Lala was bought in as a January signing. We still haven't seen the best out of him later. We have no choice now to give him more time. He's an Olympiacos player, so we have to get behind him. There was a weird story that came out today about Lille apparently looking to sign him, and they were waiting for us to sign another right back so they could make a move today. That makes me question really where Kenny's head's been at this entire preseason coming into the beginning of the league. And I do hope that now that the season will start, that the transfer window shut, his head is in one place and that his focus will be on Olympiacos, and we can finally see a player that was considered one of the best right backs in France. And that's not the kind of statement that you make lightly. So I hope we see the best out of him. I worry in terms of cover to an extent, though, as we've said, Karbownik can play on the left and on the right. I agree with you about Oleg. I think he can improve, but what does worry me about Oleg is that he doesn't have somebody dedicated, like a dedicated left back to push him to improve, to have competition, to have a more experienced player next to him that will really push him to put in those extra hours at training. That's my worry, let's say. That's what I'm disappointed about. But otherwise, it is what it is in terms of the wing backs. Stephen, what do you think?
Well, I'm with you on the Oleg thing, because as good as he is, and he is improving, and we've seen that in more recent games, you always need competition, because that's what pushes you further to be on top of your game every single match without fail. And when you have Karbownik, who, as we've established, may not even be at the fullback position, depending on what Pedro Martins wants to use him for, and then after that it's Apostolopoulos, who may not even be in the first team. It depends if he's in the B team or not. I don't know if that's been made clear or not so far. It's a situation where he's going to have to keep that mentality for the whole of this season, more or less, unless we sign someone in January, if Pedro Martins deems that we need someone, or as Lambro has kind of made the hot take, if we sign Holebas, which arguably wouldn't be the worst thing, like it could be just another season where he'll definitely be the certain like backup. He won't play very often. He won't play at centre back very often either. And he'll be there for if Oleg has an off week or two, then Holebas can come in and kind of take the load for him.
Yeah. I think I saw this comment, is Holebas fit? I don't think so. He likes team training. Yeah, he's been training by himself from what we understand. But I don't know, when desperate times, he knows the club, he knows the players, blah, blah, blah. I'm seeing this comment, what about Semedo? We really don't know anything about Semedo. It's a legal thing. I don't think the club touches Semedo unless there's a legal ruling that clears him of allegations. But that's another problem I was talking with a friend with. We knew we were going to lose Semedo, basically. He was up on the sale, and now he's gone for other reasons, and there's no replacement unless Siovas comes in. So I was talking
no money. And there's no money from Semedo. And there's no money from Semedo.
Exactly. No money from Semedo. So we're now looking at Ba, Cisse, Markovic, and Socrates. If I'm not mistaken, that's and Avram.
And this kid, that we signed.
And the child. So
the child.
The 19-year-old.
He doesn't young, yeah.
He's never played like senior professional football in his life, so I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I saw John say this: Siovas and Samaris are free. Does the window matter? No, window doesn't matter. We can sign them. They're free agents, but we need to register our team for Europa League by Thursday. So if we're gonna make significant signings like Siovas, for example, it'll come before Thursday. My biggest fear going into this is we're going to see Socrates get injured, maybe Ba get suspended or someone, and we're going to end up with Jan and Villa playing center back because Pedro Martins won't trust any of the other ones. Avram won't be fit. I have a dark fear that what happened at the end of last season is about to repeat itself because now we're short at the center back position. But yeah.
But that's what I was saying earlier today, is that if you take Socrates, for example, at one point he's gonna have some injury problems. He's gonna need a rest. And Siovas is a player that can come in with experience. He knows the team. He knows the club. He knows the dressing room. He knows the expectations. I think he's improved massively since he's gone out to Spain. Like we saw him, he's got like 6% body fat or something ridiculous. I keep reading people saying, "Oh, he's too slow and he can't play with Socrates." I don't think the idea is to play with Socrates, guys. You can play Siovas with Cisse or with Ba, or one of the two with one of the African players. Both of them are fairly quick on their feet. So I think you've got two solid defensive partnerships there. And let's not forget as well, we might see three at the back in European games. Who knows? Away to Frankfurt. So let's keep Siovas in mind going into Thursday. For me personally, I think it would be a dumb move. I just think it's a no-brainer for me to sign him.
I don't love our central defender partnerships, to be honest. This is a take I've been holding on. We don't. Adi always talks about like Semedo is the quarterback. He's the ball-playing center back,
Siovas the same.
Siovas is similar. Markovic is similar, but I'm just like, I'm trying to do pairings in my head, and I just don't love them, to be honest. Socrates with Cisse, I really don't enjoy as a pairing because neither of them can pass the ball extremely well. And then Socrates, I guess, with Markovic, but is Markovic fast enough to cover for Socrates as Cisse and Bar? I don't know. So I just think Semedo's loss. And I see people, I saw this. Semedo isn't gone 100%. If he won't go in prison, he'll be back. Like if he doesn't go to prison, who knows? You can't count on Semedo coming back right
It's all
now.
up in the air.
Yeah, I
No,
don't.
but the road of return is nigh
Slim to
impossible
none.
for me. I
Slim
just
to none.
can't see how he returns.
He was gone anyway. He was gone anyway. And now.
Yeah, and the best of Semedo we haven't had for a few months anyway. Going into the playoffs last season, we didn't really have Semedo at his best for most of it anyway. So,
listen, there's only one path I see where he comes back. One, he's exonerated. Two, Semedo goes, holy shit, like that was almost my career. Shit hit the fan. This is all hypothetical. If shit hit the fan, like I'm gonna refocus. Like fuck, I've been taking this for granted. No other team wants to buy him. We basically give him the third opportunity. He starts playing for us and he starts showing at the level he was. That is the best case scenario, basically at this point. Most other case scenarios are he's just fucked off with a release on contract. And if the allegations have any truth to them, that should be the situation, in my opinion. But you can't count on him.
Nottingham Forest fans were asking about him earlier, and they didn't, when I was on their show, and they didn't know about what's gone down the last couple of days.
Oh, Jesus
there's
Christ.
been no
I
news
wonder if they release him, and they send him off to Forest.
He can't get a visa though in the UK, so
true, that was a problem with Wolves apparently, and now I doubt it would be easier with the allegations. But
also, like, what's his name? The idiot, Yorgakopoulos was like talking. He was like, "Well, I wrote my story based on Semedo going. Everyone considered it done." Like, and then he was like, who would have known the work permit was denied by the UK and it screwed everyone, but my story was real. Bullshit, like usual from him. Like, what an idiot. I was watching him talk live. Tutto bene. Tutto, go fuck your. What an asshole, man. Like, just unreal. Like, to write a story like that, it's just embarrassing from him. Like, the guy should be not even allowed. Like, and you sit, I don't know how many of you guys watch this, but he's like sitting in this chair like this, like, I'm the chief, I know everything. Like, he doesn't have a clue, one, about football, two, about what's going on in the team. And I just can't be asked listening to that guy anymore. Like, Sport 24, which some of their stuff is quite good, should be embarrassed having him on. One, writing Agibu Kamara, the next N'Golo Kante, playing nowhere near the same positions. It's just embarrassing from him and them at this point. Anyway, that's my rant about Yorgakopoulos done. It's been waiting for a long time.
Stephen, do you want to add something?
Just embarrassing.
Yeah, Lambros more or less said everything.
No, I'm tired of the guy. The guy's a fucking clown. Like, and I think we're not going to be reporting any stories he ever writes again because his credibility is gone. He's a joke. So, and he writes for a good publication. That's a good publication. One of the better publications, I would say. So
that's the problem, though. Like, you have to filter through all the sewage of fake news to actually find anything credible, and then by that point, it's invalid news anyway because it's old or whatever.
Stephen, it shows badly on Sport 24's editorial practices that they let Yorgakopoulos run with that story that Manolas was for sure coming, when we see now later it was stipulated. I never said it was close. Like, it's just shocking stuff. Yeah, we'll see.
Well, we spend a lot of time during this summer talking about that, and guys, you know my opinion on this, and okay, we all got excited about it, but again,
usually we can sift through the bullshit though. Like, my bullshit meter on Greek media is like here. I've been reading this shit since I was very young, so I can tell what's BS and what's real. But Sport 24, when they report this, you assume there's some editorial standards that go into it.
Diamandopoulos was on holiday. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? That's enough of it. But like, they should be ashamed. That's just my main point. Anyway, back to the matter. We're looking at a situation where we have 4 central defenders. I would love to have one more. The Siovas rumor, we tweeted about it and posted about it. it is not super strong that he's closed in signing. I can't confirm anything. Of course, I can't confirm anything. We're just gonna wait and see. I bet you his agent's looking for offers from Spain as well. So because why wouldn't he? So
Ray Vallecano was linked with him apparently. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
Osasuna too as well, apparently.
Yeah.
Also, this is interesting.
But you would at least hope that Olympiacos is having discussions and they put an offer on the table.
Yeah, in any form, in any format, at least like communication of any kind with him.
Because I think this is an important point that was raised, I think, by Labro. We don't have a ball-playing centre-back.
Markovic.
Yeah, but Markovic can play the ball between the lines. From the little that we've seen, he can pass the ball. He's a football player. He can play football.
Yeah.
But I don't. We know that Pedro Martins is not the kind of coach that is easily going to throw Markovic into the team like that. It's an interesting question is whether or not Markovic is higher in the pecking order than Hüseyin Ubar right now. Guys, don't forget there is a friendly this Friday. So we are actually, I don't think Markovic is on international duty. So we could see Markovic against Aris on Friday.
Is it televised? I haven't looked.
That's not.
I don't think it's going to be.
That's not public, but I was told by a reliable source, friend of ours, that 90% it's going to be on Nova Sports.
No, it's not. It's going to be on Mega. What are you It's definitely going to be on Mega. Are you kidding? Are you?
By the way, I'll probably watch it. Why not?
Yeah, I'll watch it as well.
Guys, if you are watching, hit a like, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. More content. We're keeping it going. It's been a very, very busy summer. Please do hit that subscribe button if you haven't followed us already on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Check those pages out. Yeah. Very interesting comment here from Sparos. My club in England, Tottenham, are apparently in talks to terminate Serge Aurier's contract. Maybe Olympiacos could get Aurier as a free agent.
Wages will be astronomical.
He's got a big contract.
I don't know about you, Gosta, but having watched Serge Aurier since he joined Tottenham, it's the same thing. He has the talent, but it's the mentality, and he switches off, and he's such a cause for error. And it's just like if we brought in Semedo, but as a fullback, that's literally
maybe not that.
Is that a bit harsh?
That's a bit harsh. Without the history.
Whoa. It's not far off. Serge Aurier has had some big problems off the field as well.
Yeah, but he's not.
Wait, I don't want to mistake this, but I remember he's from a tough part of France, I think, and he may have lost a sibling and a gang crime as well.
I think you're right. Something of that line, but it was just that I remember when he was so highly rated, and when he joined PSG, and then he had loads of incidents there, and hence why Tottenham got him for cheaper than what a lot of people expected. But he just hasn't worked out there overall, and. He's behind Tanganga and Doherty in the pecking order now. Yeah. So I don't think Olympiacos should touch a player like Aurier, but yeah.
His wages are
and his wages too.
His wages are far too high. I think he'll probably get a move back to France, to be honest. Fetanos Maitland-Niles isn't happening, mate. We've talked to
He doesn't want to play as a fullback.
No, but Maitland-Niles isn't happening.
We tried, though. We tried to get that deal to happen. We did try. But also, I just looked. Serge Aurier was convicted of punching a police officer, so he seems like a nice guy. He seems nice.
Greek fans probably like that kind of thing.
Yeah. But I don't think that's happening. I wish we got in for Hector Bellerin. Love.
He got a move last minute, didn't he?
The Betis, Real Betis. Yeah. So.
Well, out of all the Arsenal right backs, he's probably the one we probably like the most. But
the best.
Tragic.
Callum Chambers, I wouldn't even take over Kenny Lala, and he's their starting right back. Cedric is just a Portuguese Kenny Lala, I feel.
Taras Zafiropoulos, Don't bring up sore subjects, my friends.
Yeah, let's not talk
Serge
about that.
says, kills me that we own a solid left back, yet we prefer to send him on loan. I don't know what's going on there. It's legit that Koutris wants to play in Germany, but he doesn't want to come back. I don't know. We don't know what it is.
Well, I'm
But
going to make a.
that's been said in the media numerous times that he doesn't want to come back, that he wants to stay out in Germany.
I've said it before, and I think it's not a hot take. It's not a Lambra hot take. It's more like a tepid sort of warm take. I feel like once Martins leaves, when his contract will come to that natural end, I could see Koutris coming back then. That's the most likely outcome for me.
Yeah, I could see it as well. That's a good take, not just a hot take. It's a good take. Yeah, kind of one of those players I wish we could get in contact with. Have like a little interview with, talk on the podcast, but. Yeah, that would be a difficult one to do. We could always try, email some agents, slide into some DMs. We'll see what happens. But I don't know, guys. Like I'm looking at the team, and I'm just, again, we've been really screwed with like no games as well. But this is another gripe we have. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I don't know if Kenny Lala is finally going to show up. I don't know if it was a tragic decision not to sign another fullback. But to be honest with you, we're going to sign a fullback for 2 million euros. Are they really going to be that good? Like, give me a break,
I think for how much we signed him for, it was always going to be like a low risk thing, even if he didn't turn out the way we wanted him to. Because surely we're going to make a profit if we eventually have to sell Lala if it really doesn't work out. I'm still kind of on the Lala Teletubbies train. I hope he turns out all right. I really want him to, but
I hope he turns out fine. Yeah. But this is another comment. We may have to just trust some young players as well. Yeah. If Hassan goes out the door, Pinakas may be called on at certain points. Agibu Kamara, Algasimba, has had a bit of a stuttering point since his good preseason. Markovic, Kinkue, Tsolakis. Like, what an insane B team backline that will be with Kinkue and Kaloyeropoulos. Like, that is going to be better than most Super League 2 defenses, I find. And Tsolakis in goal. Like, there could be some good clean sheets from that. But anyways, Holebas. Yeah, I agree. I really just think, like, at this point, it seems like it could have been a mistake to have not renewed Holebas. But at the time, it seems like it was his decision as well. So,
Olympiakos, Pierre says we need a new Yorgatos and Torosidis.
Well, we had one. Kostas Chimikas.
Yeah.
Come back.
Well, yeah, you're just hurting me now. If I'm thinking about Yorgatos, man, just no, one of my favorite players of all time. Anyway, Kalispera to all the listeners from Greece as well. I see a few in the chat there. Yeah. Should we do a little transfer roundup, guys? Because I think we focused so much on the wingbacks the last week, 10 days in particular. I think we need to go back to the beginning. So
it's been a good window. Like, we're sitting here, a lot of people are complaining as well, but it was a really good window. It was Madi Kamara did not leave. Like, can we say that? How the hell did Madi Kamara not leave Olympiacos?
That's like, a good.
Can we actually step back and realize how incredible that is?
That's
huge. It's pretty huge.
It's huge.
There's another question in there, which is that a good thing?
Well, sometimes you think you got to sell on a high.
Yeah, exactly. Should we be selling them at their peak? And is Madi happy that he's staying? Lord knows what kind of offers that came in. I think it's rumored that the highest offer we received was between 8 and 12 million, and we wanted at least 15. We were saying 20, but I think 15 we probably would have given him with some kind of percentage. But what I do want to do, guys, is I want to read the list of players that have come in and the players that have come out. And one thing I do want to remind everybody of is what did we want going into the transfer window? And you can agree with me, disagree with me. We wanted a winger. We wanted a winger that can come in and make a difference. Roma the drummer, Kevin Manolas is a free agent. I don't think so, mate. Third time lucky. I don't think it's happening. We needed a winger, and we knew that Jose Sarr was going. So we needed a keeper. The policy on the wingbacks, via the reports that we were getting, was that we wouldn't be signing wingbacks immediately, but we would give a chance to Oleg and to Kenny Lala to show what they have during the preseason and the first games of the qualifiers. And then the discussion about the wingbacks really started to heat up. Would you agree with that, Stephen? That roundup more or less in terms of the policy?
Yeah, I think there was also an air of like a replenishment of the midfield as well, which is what I think when we go through it, we'll see did actually happen to a certain extent. Because obviously there was a lot of people wanting Thiago Silva and Pepe, especially Thiago Silva, to kind of leave. And after preseason, it was evident that they weren't up to scratch, and so they were moved on. And we brought in, I think, fairly decent replacements. You know, these are some fairly decent midfielders we brought in, and some more for the future and some more for the now. And as we've said, you know, keeping Maddie is huge. Like that's whether like we should let him go now or should have let him go now or keep him for later. That's another debate. But we needed, like you said, we needed a new goalkeeper. We did almost immediately bring a new goalkeeper in Vacilik. Obviously, there were some complications whether he was coming in or not, and I think that's a steal. I think that's gone under the radar a lot in Europe, and he's still a full international as well. Let's remember. So that's that. I think overall I'm quite pleased with the window, to be honest.
Yeah, Iris P brings up a comment about Igor Silva, who's now a starting right back for a League One team. Again, that's another sore topic, my friend. Something that we discussed with our friends Michal at Olympiacos France quite a lot. We'll never know. We'll never know, unfortunately. But we did make good money from his sale and the resale from I think he was playing for Split in Croatia before, and we got a handsome percentage from his sale to League One. So it wasn't for nothing. Let's have a look at the players then. So you mentioned Vacilik, with all the, there was some controversy ahead of that. We had an interesting discussion the other day about Zoulakis. I think in the end, this is good for Zoulakis. He has an experienced keeper next to him. And I think Vacilik, he will get rested, I think, for some league games. And I think Zoulakis will get some games. So I think it's good. I think is good because Vacilik's body and the issues he's had with his knees, I think he will need a rest, and I think Zoulakis will get some games.
Sure.
But I think the one that we haven't seen yet is Tiquinho, and that's one that I really hope that one comes good.
I hope so too.
Go, tell me.
I mean, I love Hassan. He's a meme. He's the king of the good, the bad, but we needed a striker that can do it in a more reliable way and not just be the plan B that comes off. And, Tiquinho, I feel like could genuinely, maybe not fully replace El Arabi once he goes the next, if he leaves the next season, and this is all hypothetical, but he's fit. To me, Tiquinho just feels like that next step up from Hassan where he could definitely start, and I'd be confident he'd do a lot more. If not score, he'd be a lot more involved in the team build up and a lot more involved just throughout the game in general. Whereas Hassan is, as we all know, his greatest strength is to come on and score a easy tap in, like late on, or a header late on,
or a scissor kick.
Whatever. He likes to do the difficult stuff more than the easy stuff sometimes. So yeah, and it's just unfortunate the way in which Tiquinho got injured, because I think we would have seen a lot more of him, and maybe he would have impacted a lot more than he has. And obviously, he's only played what? I don't think has he even made his debut for us yet?
No,
he has.
He hasn't played. He played in friendlies, but it's been a weird preseason, guys, because we went into preseason with that setup up front with Tiquinho, Hassan, and El Arabi, and we had that again, a preseason like no other before, where we were playing back-to-back matches, and the manager was playing 4-4-2. Nearly every game in preseason, he lined up 4-4-2. We never saw 3 at the back during preseason. We saw 4-4-2 in him trying to fit El Arabi and Tiquinho together and having Hassan as the option coming on. And then Tiquinho screwed his shoulder, and then everything kind of went to shit. And so I don't know if that's. I think that's been a major contributor to some of the performances that we've seen. I think the manager had something different in his mind going into preseason and what he trained at preseason, and then the situation changed entirely. That perhaps we weren't ready. So I think that's something we need to keep in mind. But Tiquinho is a steal, guys. There's a market value of 8 to 10 million euro. If he didn't know the manager, he would never come. I mean, for me, it's as simple as that. If the manager wasn't here, if we didn't have a relationship, he wouldn't be playing for us.
Yeah. I think it's that simple. I think Tiquinho is going to be a great player, to be honest. It's like almost like he's a better version of Hassan, is how we've heard him described to us by some of the Portuguese. Like very good in the air. His feet can be a bit clumsy sometimes. But yeah. Also, I saw this just now. Ronnie Lopez is taking the number 10 and Kunde is taking number 8. Don't love that. Don't love that at all. So what number is Fortuni's going to wear if the number 10 is taken?
I knew that question was coming.
Like, this club.
Maybe 77, 2 sevens.
I would literally kill Henry Onyekuru if Fortunis had to wear 77. It has literally been 1 month and I hate Henry Onyekuru. Like it's like not even on his playing ability, but just like the hair, the goddamn everything, the taking of Fortunis. I'm just like
FM Fana, he did wear 25 the first season, if I'm not mistaken.
He did indeed.
I don't know if Markovic wears 25 though.
He does.
Does he wear 25 or is it the 15? I can't remember.
Sure
he should wear the number 26. That's a legendary number. Number 26. Arthur Mazuaku's number. That's who we should have signed.
There was weird links with him coming back as well. People were like, oh, it's a 3-year deal, like Masuaku's coming back. And I'm like, no way is he coming back here. No way.
I actually talked to some English journalists about that and it was like, oh, that would be a good move for you. And then 2 minutes later, I got an email. David Moyes apparently made a statement today about Masuaku saying he's coming back to training in a couple of weeks and he'll be in the first team plans. So no chance. I mean, he had a good season last year.
He did.
Out of our league. I
also don't know how much Masuaku enjoyed it here. That's just a little something I may know on the side. Who knows?
You're going to tell me about that offline, lover.
I will. But anyway.
Do you want me to read how many signings did we make this season, guys?
9.
How many signings?
About 9 in total.
I'm going to tell you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Let's not count the B signings, the Inter one, Agibu Kamara, Algacin Ba. So I'm right. Anyway, there it is. 9 signings.
You're actually right. Or no, actually you're wrong. No, you're wrong.
Oh shit.
Thomas Vachlik in goal. Kinkwe is a signing, but okay, let's say B team.
Yeah.
Michal Karbownik. Mamadou Kane, who's gone out on loan. Back to
Wait, really? Wait. I saw this question asked too. Like, what the hell was going on with this guy? The Kane, Mamadou Kane from Neftchi.
He's gone back.
He's gone back to Neftchi for the season?
He's gone back on loan. Yeah, he's gone back on loan.
What Neftchi. A waste. Why would you send him to Neftchi on loan? Like, come on.
It was either that or Aris. And I think Aris has already got their midfield done.
Probably.
Pierre Kunde. Yeah. We signed. Pierre Kunde was signed as a replacement for Madi Camara at the time. Who knows? who knows, guys? One day, if we might see that midfield that we dream of Kunde fully fit with Jan and Villa and Madi Camara and them just bossing the midfield. We've talked about that before. That would be brilliant. Agibu Camara, B team signing that I said would not be a B team player.
It's going to be the same with this Inter player. Like every time the reporter's like, he's for the B team, and then they show up and they're like, oh, he could be good. Anyway,
Augustine Barr was another official signing this year. Ronnie Lopes, Henry Onyekuru, Tiquinho, Dimitris Pinakas, and Markovic back on loan. So those are the ins.
And Cisse as well back on loan.
And Cisse back on loan. Back from the loan. Yeah.
I don't get the Pinakas thing. Like, why has that not been announced? It's so strange.
I mean, mate, you know that we never ever technically announced Madi Camara signing.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for the announcement 3 years later.
When he leaves, they'll announce that he's signed, and then they'll say that he's gone.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, true. But Pinakas is weird. Like, is a player who really just had an amazing season in the first division going to play with go back to playing with like 13-year-olds and losers in the second division? I don't know. Also, this is a good point. Did they get good signings? I don't know.
They signed Palacios, who is a player.
Out of all of the other Greek teams, I think Aris may have had the best window. But also they're starting 6 points down, I read. Did you guys see that as well?
Yeah.
They're allowed to contest it, if I'm not mistaken.
They're in trouble.
Yeah.
They can go to CAS, to the European Court.
Yeah. Also, this is true. No Liga Cat signings for Panathinaikos yet. Soon. And an interesting one, Lazarus Rota just became a free agent.
No, he can go and play for the national team with JVS.
Yeah.
I think becoming a free agent means that you're automatically called up, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're automatically selected.
Yeah. Also, Yannis Masouras has joined Sparta Rotterdam on loan for a year.
That shows you a lot about the quality of the player. I'm not gonna lie, they couldn't find him a deal all summer, and you go on deadline to Sparta Rotterdam, who are 1,000,000% getting relegated and probably one of the worst teams in the Netherlands. Let me look at the table right now. Hold on.
So there you have it, guys. On the outs, so Drager's gone.
So Rotterdam is the second worst team in the Netherlands at the moment. It's early, but there you go.
Okay, so Masouras to Rotterdam, Drager to Nottingham Forest, Nikola Chumic has signed on loan in Lucerne in Switzerland, down the road from Labro.
Lucerne.
Franco Soldano is gone to Segunda as well, to Fuenlabrada. Franco Soldano, we will never know.
Godspeed, Franco.
And get your party hat on. Lazar Rajelovic has gone to Leganes on a loan deal with an option.
And God willing, Hassan is to follow. Hassan, the Turkish clubs are lurking.
Yeah, and their transfer window shuts later.
As long as he doesn't go to Fenerbahce, because then he has to play against us, and
he'll score. If he goes to Fenerbahce, he's going to score against us.
It will happen. Yeah,
it's the rule. It's the goddamn rule. But overall, I think it's a really good window. Really good window.
Yeah.
You just think like you could have given the 10 million for Manolas. If we could have just spent like.
We lost you, Labra. I think your mic's gone, but you're pretty much making a point we've touched on before. If you're going to give that kind of money, 7 to 10 million or whatever it was for Kostas Manolas, then give it for a goddamn class wing back that can cross the ball into the box for your box players. That is what it is. And that about wraps it up, gentlemen, in terms of the ins and outs. I don't know if there's anything else we'd like to add before closing. Labro, is your mic working?
Yeah, it's working. Fuck me. I am so bad. Anyway, I would just say good window, but it could have been like the best window ever if they had just put out the money for a big fullback. If they'd paid the guy, I was saying his name and then my mic went off. Mamadou, was that his name, who went off to Genk from Lille?
Are you
His
talking
name
about?
does not matter. His
You're
name
talking about Mawasa that went to Bruges.
Mawasa. So many goddamn names. But yeah, no, otherwise really good window, guys. If we take things all in all, it's just we have literally had a hole at fullback position for 2 years and nothing has been done. But maybe Kenny Lala is going to show up, guys, and we'll see.
Big up, my friend, Red Emerald 76. Hi, guys. Thanks for the nice show. The team has a good program and top quality coach. Process is better than wings. Can end on that positive note. Thanks, Red Emerald. Red Emerald is with the Red Point Guard guys on Twitter. They run a fantastic program over there. If you guys are into basketball, check out Red Point Guard. They have great interviews. They interviewed Milan Tomic like a couple of months back, and they know their basketball really, really well.
And the team's looking really good. It's time to come back. A lot of people who've been disenfranchised, I think this is going to be a fun team this year as well. Yeah.
And on that note, I think we will be reaching out to the Red Point Guard guys again to do a little basketball special, because the team is looking very, very interesting this season. I'm
with my friend Mustafa Fall, my boy Mustafa.
I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but it looks good. Do you know what? What might be fun is what we did throughout this whole transfer season. We wrote a list. We had a list on a shared note, and every time there was a new player linked, we wrote the player's name down. I'm not going to read all of them, but I just feel like reading the wingbacks. I feel like reading the wingbacks.
You could read everyone, like literally.
I was going to say you could probably make an 11 of fullbacks we've been linked with this season.
Oh, it's more than 11. It's more than 11.
You can make a squad. You can make a whole squad.
Announcement right now. So we will be doing a best 11 of the transfer targets that were on our list that we didn't get. So we're going to do a best 11 on that. Make sure you subscribe, hit the button, give us a like so that you don't miss that. We will do a best 11 of the transfers that we didn't make. Aurier is officially a free agent, says FM Banner. Maybe Modesto's given him a call already. I don't know.
I feel like Olympique de Marseille could be a home for him. We'll see.
Shall I read the wingbacks, gents?
Yeah, just read every single wingback we've been linked to. Here it is, everyone.
All right, okay. So number 1, Bjorn Bjorkan from Bodo Glimt.
Norway. That was like the best option too. Like, wow, and what a throwback.
He's still available. I think he's still available, but nothing happened. Piqueras was another one.
He was a good one. You know why he went to Palmeiras too? What I learned was their left back was signed by Roma, actually.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Mojica, Colombian.
I'm glad that didn't happen. Yeah, it sounded like a bit of a lump, to be honest.
Do you want to hear something funny? We were actually linked with Tsimikas this summer.
On loan, on loan.
On a loan deal. Larucci, any of you know who that is? Larucci, he was linked last summer.
Oh, yes, the Liverpool fullback.
The other wing back at Liverpool, who was never.
Yes, he's like 21-year-old or something. 20, like he's a youngster.
Yeah, he's been in there like under 21 team forever.
Yeah.
Some other names that Fares, Gavori, never heard of them before. Sergio Escudero, who we said signed for Granada. Arkadiusz Retza, the Polish left back that signed for Spezia for a whopping €2 million that we couldn't. Well, no, it was a loan option in the end, wasn't it?
Loan with option, yeah.
It was a loan with option. Didn't sign him. Kolasinac was linked from Arsenal. Glad that didn't happen. He's a better bodyguard than a footballer.
Yep.
Likoyannis was linked, but his agent said publicly that he doesn't want to come back to Greece.
No.
Mawasa from Rennes. Anguilleri from River Plate, Karbownik, who we actually signed, Marcus Alonso. Somebody explain to me.
Marcus Alonso.
Somebody explain to me in what universe Marco Alonso.
I remember it too.
If he was still at Bolton or Sunderland, then maybe, but not while he's playing first team for Chelsea. It's probably because we got Marco Marin from them, so they must have been like, oh. He's from Chelsea too.
He's starting for them right now.
Yeah, he's starting.
He's starting for them. Yes.
Brilliant.
Olasa. Aris P just brought up Mexico was great versus Atletico, apparently. Olasa has been excellent in La Liga so far this season in Segunda. Yeah. George Baldock. Another rumor.
That was stupid. There was no way that was happening. Yeah.
Lucas Piton from Corinthians. Anytime I hear anything about a player from South America, it's just like, that's not happening.
Unless they're already in Europe, then I don't think it ever happens for me.
Baba, the guy that played for Falk, was linked. He's gone to Reading. What else do we have? And there's a couple of American kids, like one from Atlanta.
Yep, I remember that.
George, his surname. I can't remember his first name. And that's what I have on my list, gents.
Oh God, it's too long. It's too long.
The wingers, the attacking wingers list is longer.
Yeah, I remember the first few weeks of the summer. It was literally. A new name every day. Did George, Kevin, and Kudu get a move? That's a good question.
I don't know. I'll have a look now.
Yeah.
Good question. I have no idea.
God, what a loser. But anyway, I think that's about it, right? Should we wrap up?
Yeah.
Also, decent summer signings for some Greek teams. I think Steven Zuber from AEK is a decent signing. And I think Aris has spent so much money, God knows where that money has come from, but they've spent a decent amount of money, so we'll see. Also, I read that the offer for Siovas, also Aris are making an offer for him as well. It's not just us, but I don't know how legit that is. I just read it in passing.
Fair enough. I know Aris lost out on Xander Silva, but he's gone to Forest instead, I think.
Yep, exactly, Xander Silva, who I always thought was decent. I thought he was...
Yeah, he was all right.
He was a fine player.
Also, Nkudu's still at Besiktas, as far as I'm aware.
Interesting. Star player.
All right, ladies and gents. Guys, any last thoughts?
It's time to go to sleep. We stayed up late for this one, but I'm getting tired.
Thanks, guys. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Thanks for following. Thank you for your support. Transfer window shut. We'll be back soon. Probably on Sunday, I think, after the friendly. We'll get to talk a little bit about that and have a good night's sleep. If you're listening from far away, good morning, wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. This is the Gate 7 International Podcast. See you next time.
You just listened to an episode of the Gate 7 International Podcast, a podcast connecting Olympiacos fans from Brussels to Tokyo, from Toronto to Geneva. We are 4 Olympiacos fans from every corner of the world, bringing you news and interviews of the team you love in English. With new episodes twice a week, you will never miss out on the latest updates and stories of the team you love. If you liked what you heard, make sure to follow us on social media at Gate7INTL. Give us a subscribe on YouTube or even leave a review on all our podcast channels. Until next time, this is our team, our city and our story. Θρύλος είσαι. Στο μυαλό κάτι μαγικό.